Hello everybody, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I am just trying to set up my computer right now, or my iPad, so I can make sure that I get in the right area when I show you the card we're making. But anyway, I'm with Stampin' Up. I live in Ohio. I just want to come to you with another video of making cards. Not really tonight, it's not really a technique, it's not really a fun fold. Just a fun little card with a little trick to it. So we'll be doing that. But right now, I just want to tell you and remind you that it is celebration time for Stampin' Up! Till the end of this month. And with that being said, for every $50 you spend, you can get a free product that's in a catalog, our celebration catalog. And but you can order out of the new mini catalog or the annual catalog to get to that $50. They do have a couple prizes in there that you can pick, free gifts, that if you have a $100 order, you can pick that. It's a little bit more involved, but they also have an incentive to join Stampin' Up! Whether you want to be a hobbyist, you know, start a business, just order you and your friends, whatever, for a discount. You are able to join Stampin' Up! Right now for $99. You get $125 in merchandise plus 5 packs of the little 6x6 DSP papers. I'm not sure which ones they are, but 5 packs of paper adds up to, you know, what, 50 something, almost $60. So that's a good incentive right there. And I would love to have you join my team if that's the case. I want to build my team, and you can email me at ritaholmes0611@gmail.com. It's going to be in the heading of my description of the name of my video. Plus, when I turn my screen down, you'll be able to see it. You can also comment here if you'd like for me to get a hold of you, and I'll be more than happy to do that. The same if you would like to place an order, but I do not want to take you away from another demonstrator, so I'd like for you to stay with your demonstrator if you have one, or just, if you don't, send me an email. Love to get a hold of you, love to talk to you. And that's getting business out of the way, right? So now we can move on to our card. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take, and I'm going to flip my camera up. It's going to take a minute, and you're probably going to get dizzy. And I'm sorry about that, but this is just the way I do things. So I'm going to bring my camera up, and you're going to see my lovely ceiling for a minute, because I'm in the basement. And here we go. So I do want to tell you that in my Facebook group, which is called Stamp Crazy VIP, I do make PDFs of what I'm doing tonight that will show you what you need to make the little technique part I'm doing, and what you'll need to making the card and how to do it. I've got plenty of files over there. I would say I'm getting close to 40 in that file over there that you are more than welcome to join. And go pick out all those files that you want. The videos are there. The videos are on here on YouTube that you can watch and see. I do have a host code, which is written right here. If you would like to place an online order, I'd love for you to use my host code. If you don't mind taking a screenshot of that, that would be great. Okay, here's what I'm going to show you. Here's my card we're going to do. And what I'm going to actually show you is doing these framed pieces. There's one with DSP, and that's the one we are going to be doing. Here's one, you know, that I just used a piece of DSP and paper, and I also used Wingastella on my DSP to make it shine a little bit. This one I used our ice cream cone, and this one I did as a landscape card to just show you could do a little bit different. On the insides of them, I cut out little squares, put down here on some of them, which would be that one, and I got sticky stuff on the back of my card. How did I do that? I have no idea. No idea what I do. But anyway, I did the same here, just turned it a little different. And then these cards, I think, that one I put a strip of paper in. And then this one, I also put a little strip of paper in. So you can do anything different just to kind of, if you like to decorate your inside a little bit. I'm going to take and set my extra cards off to the side. I'm going to be working on this. My messages, I got from the stamp set Mini Messages, which is right here. And you stamp it as a whole stamp. And then it has one complete die that actually fits over that whole stamp, like so. It'll fit, you know, once you get it stamped, fits right on there. You cut them out all at the same time. A great die for doing that. And what I do with it is I have a little baggie, and I just cut bunches of them, and I have them in here. I also have one with white with black lettering, for just depending on what I want. This paper that I'm using tonight is one of the free papers in our celebration catalog. If you spend $50, you get to pick something. This is one of them. And I'll just flip through it real quick to show you some of the designs. I love this blue. The daisies. This, really pretty flowers. This is what we're using. And then here's the other one. Really pretty. All the paper is really pretty in here. This is my favorite DSP they've got out right now. As far as in the celebration and mini catalogs, this is my favorite. So I wanted to show you that. We are also going to be using, out of the layering dies, we're going to take the two middle ones, which would have belonged right here. We're going to take those, and what I did with those, because I wanted to make a frame, now I can't get them out. Here we go. I took them on the back, and I put washi tape on them to hold them together, so when I actually cut that out, I'm going to be cutting out the frame. Okay, and then I used the layering dies, and I used on the bigger set of these, I used the third one. It's the third one in from the big, it's the third one out from the smallest, and that's to cut my DSP. We are going to do that tonight so that you can get a visual on this card on how to do this. The card itself doesn't take long. The only stamping on it is my little saying right here. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a piece of DSP, and what I did, I actually had that cut 5 1/4 by 4, and I decided to use it 5 by 3 3/4. So that's how I got my little strip that I'm actually going to be using. I think it might match up over here. I don't know. But anyway, that's the little strip I'm going to be using to kind of decorate the inside. So we have no waste right there. And what we will be doing is when you cut out any of your DSPs that go in the center here, you're going to cut it on a diagonal, okay, like this. So you don't cut it square, your flowers will be sideways. You want to cut it at a diagonal, and that is something that you really want to remember. Now I am going to bring in my die cutting machine. It's my Stampin' Cut emboss machine from Stampin' Up, which I love, and I'm probably very close, and I'm sorry about that. I had the camera down for another thing I was doing, and I didn't raise it, so it means you're really close to me, I think. But anyway, I'm going to put this in like here. I hope you can see this. I know it's close. I'm so sorry. I just don't want to move my camera stand right now, if you understand that. So I'm going to try to be a little even there. I'm going to put my other plate on top, and I try to hold those down until I get it started. Sorry, my table's shaking a little bit with this. So therefore now, I have the whole cut my paper, which I'm going to use because we're going to cover that right back up. And I have my square. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my piece of Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to cut my frame. So I got to cut this twice. Whoops, better turn it over, huh? I got to cut it twice, and I don't want to use it double layered cardstock because I want them to cut really nice with them being a frame. So I'm just going to go through, and I'm going to bring it back just so I don't have to go all the way through that. I'm sorry, I'm shaking. Sorry. And therefore, I have a center I can save for later if I want it. And then what I'm going to take for my frame is I'm just going to take this little frame out like that. So that's going to be my first frame, okay? Now I'm going to do this one more time. So let's set that to the side. And I don't have to run it through twice. I just brought that one back because I was going to be using it again. And so therefore I've got these cut out. I can punch the little square out. I'm going to move this before I take the rest of it out of the frame so you're not so up close, probably driving you crazy. But I was lazy and didn't want to move that frame back. Okay, so here we go. So here it is in my frame, and I just kind of move it to get a hold of a corner and pull it out. And there it is. And I'm going to leave these together because I may make some more of these unless I have to use that separately, and then I'll do that. So now here's the tricky part. We're going to put these together. So we're going to use these three pieces right now. Let me lay the card back up here so you can see what we're doing. I'm going to take this, I'm going to hold it as a square and put my diagonal, which looks like a diamond, behind it. Okay? Kind of placing that where I want it. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that over. Kind of see where I'm doing this at. And I'm actually going to put a dot right here in the center of each side. Okay, because I know that is basically where this piece of paper is going to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that again, and I'm not going to press hard till I make sure I get this right where I want it. Okay. So there we go. I think that's where I want it. If I got any glue on there, I can wipe that off, and then I can take my eraser to it after a bit. Now I'm going to take my second square. I'm going to turn it at an, well, first, whoops, back up. These little things right here, we're going to clip those off, okay? I just kind of make sure I get them clipped behind that frame. There we go. So we have that clipped behind the frame. Okay, now I'm going to take this as my diamond. I'm going to slip the square one through the diamond where it's at that angle, and I'm going to push it up to where I get this one to where I want it. Okay, you can mess around with that. It'll move in there till you get, and you want a little bit of white showing through each one, or a little bit of, not white, but just You want an opening showing, okay, to where it looks just like this. Now, here's the tricky part. I'm going to lay that down. And I'm going to bring this up because it's going to glue right down here on this section of the DSP. So that's an easy one. Then for here, I'm going to take kind of where this is just going to meet. I'm going to add just a dot of glue over each one of them. And I'm going to put that down. I'm going to hold that a minute because I didn't put a lot of glue on it, so I want it to adhere to that spot. So if you see this, you'll see that the outside of my diamond shaped is at the top, it's on the outside, on the bottom, it's on the inside. Okay? Now that's your card. I mean, that's the technique part or whatever you want to call it that we're doing right now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 inch basic white cardstock, and I'm going to glue this to it. Now when I do that, I'm going to glue around the outside. And then I'm going to just make sure I got a little bit of glue in here to hold that opening down. Okay? Now I will have to tell you that I had to really think about when I was putting this thing together. I had to keep looking at what I was doing, and I needed a visual, is what I want to say. So now I'm going to take this, and it is going to fit right over that diamond shape. Let me pick it up so I can get it where it needs to be. And if you notice, you're going to see a little bit of white through each of those 4 openings to kind of take that away so it doesn't look like just all dark like if it was on the DSP. So and that's why we're backing it behind. You can back it behind another color if you like. I just like the white with this. So what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to take and just put glue on each of the corners so we can glue it down. So if I put it on all the corners and just put a little bit in there, we got it. And we're going to make sure you got your flowers upright, so when you lay this in here, and I'm sorry if my head gets in the way, I want to make sure I got my white in there. Let's make sure we get it straight. And then I'm going to press those down where I put the glue, okay? Just take and press that down. And there's the front of your card. Now the only thing is we're going to put a saying on that, and we're going to use the black. I really liked the black sayings on there. And I think I'm going to just use like maybe this sending a smile your way, just something small. I think I'm going to use that instead of a big one like here. So I'm going to just dot a little bit of glue. I don't want much. So I just kind of dot that. And I think I'll just put this right over here. Try to make sure I get it straight. Straight for me is not always real straight. That's the bad thing. Hard to be a stamping person when you can't get things straight. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set that to the side. I'm going to bring my card base in, which is 4 1/4 by 11. And I'm just going to crease that really good. Okay. So there we go. We've got that creased. And I'm going to layer this onto my front. This is really a simple card once you get the hang of making the frames. It's a very good way to use scraps of DSP. Also, if you have a DSP that you don't like, but when you cut it up into these small pieces, you'll find that it makes it look so much different and you'll be able to use it. So that's a good idea for that. Let's open up our card. We're going to put a piece of white in the inside because you sure can't write on that black unless you write with a white pen. So we're going to add this right here. And then we're going to take our little piece of DSP that was left over. And then I'm going to just lay it on the side here of my card. And there we go. And now I'm going to take, and I think I'm going to add a couple little small gems to my card. And I did not bring my pick tool in here. I should keep one in here. So I'm going to take the tips of my scissors and pick these up. I'm not good at doing this without my pick tool, as you guys can see. I really need a pick tool. So I'm just going to put two of them on here. I'll put one right there and one just next to it. Just to kind of bring some eye to a little bit to the saying that down there, your sentiment. Because I really don't want to take away from my frame, so I don't want to put too much down there. So that's what the front of our card will look like. Can you see the jewels on there? And our sentiment, it really adds to the card. It looks pretty. So that's my card idea for this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you all try it. And if you don't mind to hit the share button and share my video, and maybe give me a thumbs up if you liked it, so that I know that the people that are watching it do like it, and I would be very appreciative of that. So if you guys need anything from me, remember my name is Rita Holmes. You can find me at my online store at ritaholmes.stampinup.net. You can email me at ritaholmes0611@gmail.com, or you can comment in this section and I'll try to get back with you as soon as I can. You guys have a great day, and thank you so much.